Have you ever felt like no matter how much of yourself you give, your time, your energy, your heart, it's still not quite enough to be truly seen, truly understood? You keep showing up, day after day, trying your best, but the world keeps spinning, as if your effort is invisible. And deep down, there's this quiet ache. Not a weakness, no. It's your soul reaching out, craving something deeper. Not applause or recognition, but something more lasting. Meaning. It's not about impressing others or collecting approval like trophies. This is about something far more personal, rising from within. And on that journey, Stoicism isn't some cold armor to hide behind. It's a compass, steady, reliable, pointing you back to what truly matters. So, where do you begin? Focus on yourself. Pour into your foundation until the world has no choice but to take notice. Lesson 1, build your strongest self every single day. Each morning, whether it's wrapped in silence or chaos, offers you a quiet invitation, a chance to begin again. No dramatic declarations, no fireworks, just a simple, powerful question. Who am I choosing to be today? Before the notifications start buzzing, before anyone expects anything of you, there's a fleeting moment of power. And it's in that still, sacred space, not in bursts of motivation or waves of praise, that the strongest version of you begins to form. The Stoics taught that character isn't made in crisis, it's revealed by it. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Be tolerant with others, strict with yourself, not out of harshness, but out of commitment." Because real strength isn't about looking unshakable. It's about being loyal to yourself when no one's watching. Picture this. A soldier folds his blanket each morning not because someone might check, but because discipline begins with the smallest of acts. Or think of a writer who shows up at their desk every day, even when inspiration is nowhere to be found. These aren't habits done for show. They're quiet, steady declarations of identity. You don't need to move mountains today. Just take 5 minutes of stillness. Keep one promise to yourself. Do one small act that aligns with the person you want to become. Stack those moments, choice by choice, brick by brick. One day, you'll look around and realize you've built something solid, something no storm can tear down. And tomorrow, you'll lay down another brick, because this is your foundation, and it begins now. And once you've begun laying the bricks of your strongest self, bit by bit, day by day, there's something else you need to protect. Because no matter how strong your foundation is, it can still be drowned out by noise. Lesson 2. Train your mind to ignore the noise. You wake up with good intentions. Today's the day, you think. You'll focus, get things done, reclaim your rhythm. But even before your feet hit the floor, the noise begins. Notifications, headlines, messages. A dozen tabs open in your mind before you've even had a sip of water. And just like that, your energy is gone before the day even starts. The Stoics warned us, the enemy is rarely loud. It doesn't come crashing through the door, it slips quietly through the cracks. Not through disaster, but through distraction. Subtle, constant, draining. Marcus Aurelius once asked himself, ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? Because most of what demands our attention isn't harmful. It's just irrelevant. And what's irrelevant slowly steals our clarity, our purpose, and our peace. There's a story about a young entrepreneur who had a strict rule, no checking his phone before noon. During those hours, he said, I don't exist to the world. I exist only to the work. That's not isolation. That's intention. He wasn't just building a business. He was shaping a mind that could stay calm in the chaos, focused in the noise. And maybe you don't need to vanish into a cabin in the woods, but you do need discipline. Try it. 25 minutes, one task, no phone, no background chatter. Just you and your presence. Do it once, then again. And slowly your mind will remember what it was made for. Because focus isn't just about getting more done. It's about becoming someone who chooses their life instead of reacting to it. Someone who decides where their attention goes because they know their attention is sacred. And once you've reclaimed that focus, you're ready for the next challenge, holding on to your path even when no one else believes in it. Lesson 3. Keep fighting when no one believes. Have you ever carried a dream so vivid, so alive inside you, it felt like fire burning in your chest, yet to everyone else, it was invisible? You try to explain it, to share your vision, but their eyes don't light up. They nod politely, maybe offer a vague smile. They don't mock you, not openly, but the silence, it speaks volumes. That's when the real test begins. Not the tests of others' doubt, but the test of your own. The Stoics called this moment the proving ground. It's not a stage for applause, it's a foggy road where every step forward feels unsure. No spotlight, no cheer, just you, your quiet belief, and the long road ahead. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Because until your results can speak for you, you must hold your silence with strength." Picture Marcus Aurelius, not just an emperor, but a philosopher, surrounded by armies, politics, pressure, and yet he turned inward. He wrote his meditations not to impress others, but to protect his own soul. Or think of Edison, failing 1,000 times before the light stayed on. These weren't people carried by crowds. They were dismissed, underestimated, but they refused to let the flame inside them die out. That's the heart of fighting when no one believes, holding on when the world only listens to proof. Most people, they follow paths already paved, but you are building your own road, one step at a time. So keep track of your journey. Write down the rejections. Note the small wins, finishing a course, resisting a distraction, waking up at the time you said you would for 30 days straight. These aren't just tasks, they're proof, evidence. Because when doubt creeps in, and it will, you won't need motivation. You'll have a trail of victories to remind you of who you are. And even then, you'll face pressure, not from enemies, but from the comfort-seeking crowd. They won't demand you fail, but they'll invite you to settle, to play it safe, not out of cruelty, but because your courage shines a light on the fear they've buried. But you weren't built for comfort. You're here for something deeper, to walk the harder path, to live not for applause, but in alignment with what truly matters. So tonight, ask yourself, what did I do today that honored the path I chose? Write it down. Let it ground you. Let it remind you, I am not waiting for belief. I am building it. And as this journey continues, there's one more truth you must face, perhaps the hardest of all. Showing up for yourself, especially when no one else will. Lesson 4. Show up for yourself every day. In the rain, in the noise, in the late hours when the world looks the other way, that's when your character is quietly being forged. Not in bright moments of glory, but in the quiet repetition of your routine. There are no witnesses, no applause, just you and a choice. Show up or slip away. I remember a young man who was rebuilding his life after addiction. He wasn't trying to do anything spectacular. His only goal? Wake up, stretch, and write one honest sentence in his journal each morning. That's it. For 30 straight days, he showed up for himself. And by the end of that month, he didn't just stay sober, he saw himself as someone he could finally trust. Not because of a dramatic transformation, but because of quiet, daily presence. So here's the practice. Pick one small action. Make it steady. Tie it to a specific time. 10 minutes of journaling at 5:30 a.m., powering down your phone at 9 p.m., and then, most importantly, make it non-negotiable. Every time you follow through, it becomes a quiet message to your own mind. I show up, even when no one's watching. And when you slip, and yes, you will, don't shame yourself. Ask why. Adjust. Recommit. That's the Stoic way. Not perfection, but persistence. Want to go deeper? Try this. Write down the kind of person you want to become. And then each night, ask yourself, did I act like that person today? If not, why not? If yes, how did it feel? This small self-check isn't fluff. It's armor. Because the day you stop showing up for yourself is the day you begin to abandon who you were meant to become. And once you've built that daily rhythm, when showing up becomes part of your identity, you'll face a subtler, sneakier danger. Distraction. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that whispers. That's what we'll face next. You've learned to show up for yourself, to commit, to keep promises in silence, to build trust from within. But there's a hidden enemy that slips in even when you're doing everything right. It hides in harmless moments.
Lesson 5. Eliminate distractions that drain focus. Have you ever reached the end of a long day and wondered, where did all my time go? You didn't waste hours in front of the TV. You didn't sleep in, and yet your goals remained untouched. The truth? You didn't lose the day in big, dramatic failures. You lost it in fragments. One scroll, one ping, one glance at a headline. Bit by bit, your time was stolen by distraction. There was a young writer once, full of ideas, determined to finish her book. Every morning, she sat down with a fresh cup of coffee, ready to begin. But before typing a single word, she'd check her phone. Emails, group chats, news alerts. By the time her mind finally quieted, the energy she had, her best creative spark, was already gone. So she made one bold change. She claimed one sacred hour. No phone, no open tabs, no noise. Just her and the blank page. In 3 months, the book was done. Not because she suddenly became more talented, but because she removed what didn't belong. Your mind is like a blade, and distraction dulls it. But when you guard your time, when you reclaim your stillness, it sharpens again. So start simple. Clear your space, silence your phone. Carve out just 1 hour each day for deep, focused work. And if you want to go further, track your distractions. Create a simple matrix. How valuable is this task? How addictive is it? Then eliminate the things that are low in value but high in pull. These are the invisible thieves, the ones robbing your energy without you noticing. Most of your exhaustion isn't from doing too much. It's from doing too many things at once. Half focused, half present. That's what drains you. That's what blurs your vision. Guard your mind like a fortress. Not everything deserves access. Not everyone should be allowed in. The Stoics understood this deeply. Self-mastery begins with self-governance. When you cut the excess, when you strip away the noise, you'll begin to see what you've always been capable of building. And when your focus returns, so does your power. Which brings us to the next truth. Because if you want to reclaim your time, your goals, your life, you must be the one who takes the wheel. Lesson 6. Own your life. No excuses. There's a story from Navy SEAL training that says it all. During a high-stakes simulation, a young soldier made a critical mistake. Everyone on the team braced for blame. But instead of pointing fingers, the commander, Jocko Willink, stepped forward and simply said, "It's my fault. I am responsible." No justifications, no shifting blame, just ownership. That single moment shifted the culture of the entire team. Responsibility, once modeled, became contagious. Later, Jocko would call this mindset extreme ownership, and it wouldn't just transform the military. It would ripple through boardrooms, leadership seminars, and high-performing teams across the world. But here's the truth. You don't need to be in combat to live this principle. You don't need a rank or a title, just a willingness to ask yourself one honest question. What part of this is mine to own? So try this. The next time something disappoints you, pause. Listen to the sentence forming in your mind. If it ends with someone else's name, flip it. Ask, what could I have done differently? Not to punish yourself, but to reclaim your power. Because as long as you give away responsibility, you give away the steering wheel of your life. Keep a control matrix, 2 simple columns, one for what's in your control, one for what's not. Then focus only on the first. That's where real change begins. That's where momentum is born. Every excuse you replace with action becomes a quiet declaration, "I'm done waiting." You're not drifting anymore. You're driving. And no, that won't guarantee smooth days or perfect outcomes, but it will give you something far more important: self-respect. Because when your choices align with your values, even your failures feel like progress. But there's still one more thing you'll need for the road ahead: a fuel source, something deeper than motivation, something steady when belief runs low. That's where we go next, where discipline becomes energy, where willpower becomes fire. And when you think you've got nothing left to give, that's when the real work begins.
Lesson 7. Push harder, especially when you want to quit. We don't climb for comfort, and those who endure don't push forward because they always feel strong. They push because someone, sometimes a team, sometimes a stranger, sometimes their future self, is counting on them not to stop. That's the essence of real endurance. Not ego, not pride, but quiet devotion. Here's something most people never realize. The urge to quit, it's temporary. Neuroscience shows that this wave of resistance, this mental wall we hit, usually peaks and fades within 15 minutes. 15. Write it out, and you break the pattern. You build resilience. So how do you survive that window of doubt? By doing the opposite of what emotion demands. Stand when you want to sit. Read when you want to scroll. Move when you feel paralyzed. Opposite action isn't denial. It's strategy. It's turning hesitation into momentum. Here's a practice. Think back to a moment in your life when you endured, when you were tested and didn't break. Write down 3 words that describe who you were then. Brave, focused, relentless. Keep those words close. Read them when doubt creeps back in. Let them remind you that you've been here before and you kept going. You're not weak for feeling tired. You're human. But every time you choose one more breath, one more page, one more step, you become stronger. Not because the path gets easier, but because you've proven to yourself that you don't back down. Try this tonight. Write down the last moment you didn't give up. Then comment with just 2 words, "Still fighting." And if this message sparked even a flicker of energy to keep going, hit subscribe, because next lesson will take us even deeper. We'll talk about what it means to keep walking,
even when the results haven't shown up yet. You've learned to push through the quiet moments when your energy fades and your motivation vanishes. But what about the days when you're doing everything right and still seeing nothing? That's where the next lesson begins.
Lesson 8. Trust the process without proof. There's a strange kind of silence that comes after effort. You show up, you do the work, you push forward inch by inch, and yet nothing seems to change. That silence can be unsettling. It can make you question everything. Am I wasting my time? Is this even working? If you've ever felt that, know this: you are not alone. Most people don't quit because they're lazy. They quit because results didn't arrive fast enough to quiet their doubt. And in that space of uncertainty, they don't just walk away from the process, they abandon a version of themselves they never gave the chance to exist. The Stoics warned us about this. Do not tie your peace to outcomes, they taught. Marcus Aurelius said it best. Do not expect the world to reward your virtues. Virtue is the reward. What you do with intention and integrity, even if invisible now, is never wasted. It's like bamboo. For years, it grows underground, building a root system no one can see. And then, almost overnight, it breaks the surface and shoots up fast. But the growth was always happening. It just wasn't visible yet. The same goes for your journey. James Dyson, the man behind the revolutionary bagless vacuum, failed over 5,000 times before one prototype finally worked. That wasn't wasted time. That was the process refining itself. Or think of the writer who wakes up every morning and writes 500 words, even though no one is reading. 1 year later, those invisible words become a book, but only if they didn't stop. Neuroscience backs this too. New behaviors take time to take root. Habits don't form in a day. It takes weeks for them to feel natural, and even longer before visible results show up. That's why your first and most powerful tool isn't talent, it's presence. So track your effort, not your outcomes, your effort. Ask yourself, did I show up today? Did I move even one step forward? Use a simple checklist to keep yourself accountable, not to the finish line, but to your role in the process. And when the goal feels too far away, zoom in. Focus on what can be done today, this week, this month. Big futures are built through small, repeated actions. And the real reward? It's not just the end result. It's who you're becoming in the waiting. Because the ones who win aren't always the fastest. They're the ones who stay committed long after everyone else stopped looking for proof. And when your patience becomes unshakable, your vision becomes unstoppable. That's where we go next. Learning to protect your vision, especially when no one else can see it but you. When you've committed to a long-term vision, it's easy to forget that the biggest threat isn't failure. It's distraction, the slow, quiet pull toward what feels good right now at the cost of what matters long-term.
Lesson 9. Hold the vision until you win. It often starts with a small trade. One scroll instead of writing, one skipped habit, one comfort meal you swore you didn't need. And over time, those tiny trades, the ones that feel harmless in the moment, begin to chip away at the very structure you're trying so hard to build. That's why vision must become more than a goal. It must become a ritual, a vow, a quiet promise you return to each morning before the world wakes up and tries to distract you. Think of Master Awa Kenzo, the legendary Japanese archer. He practiced alone for years, far from applause, far from medals. Every motion, every pull of the bow wasn't about performance. It was about devotion. He once said, "Archery is not technique. It is a way." That's what vision looks like when it becomes part of who you are. Not something you chase occasionally, but something you embody breath by breath. To hold onto your vision, you need anchors, daily acts that tether you back to your purpose. One small move every day that says, I'm still here, I'm still aligned. For a writer, that might be 500 words, uninspired or not. For a leader, a weekly moment of reflection, quietly asking, did I lead with integrity this week? These aren't about productivity, they're about loyalty to yourself. Because yes, you will drift. We all do. But drifting doesn't define you. What defines you is whether you notice and return. Vision isn't about perfection. It's about discipline. And discipline, practiced long enough, transforms into something stronger. Direction. A compass that stays steady even in storms. So if you've made it this far, through distractions, doubt, and delay, and you still feel that quiet voice inside urging you towards something greater, don't ignore it. Name it. Clarify it. Then protect it, one small act at a time. Even the simplest move can say, I remember who I am. Because next, we'll face what happens when you fall. And not the loud kind of fall, the quiet one. The one where you fade little by little and forget how to stand. You remembered who you are. Now comes the real test. What will you do with that memory?
Lesson 10. Rise every time you fall. Not all falls are loud. Some arrive in silence. No dramatic collapse, no cry for help, just a slow, quiet fading. A disengagement from the very things that once lit your spirit. You stop showing up. You stop caring. And when someone finally asks, are you okay? You don't even know how to answer. This kind of fall is invisible from the outside, but on the inside, it feels like a storm without wind, a weight that presses on your chest with no name. The Stoics never promised we'd be immune to this. They never sold the lie that resilience means perfection. What they did teach was simple and powerful. Never let the fall become your identity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Real strength begins the moment you remember that truth. And strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes it's a whisper in the dark, just get up. Because often the collapse doesn't come from one major blow. It comes from drifting, living life on autopilot, untethered from purpose. So to rise again isn't just recovery, it's a return, not to who you were, but to who you're becoming. A Stoic rise is never reactive. It's intentional, and it begins with one honest step. Sit in silence, 2 minutes. No music, no distractions, just breath. Inhale like you're making space for yourself again. Then pick up a pen, but don't write to sound wise. Write to confront what's real. Ask yourself plainly, what truly caused this fall? And keep writing until your own words reveal the answer. Truth doesn't wound, it frees you. Now choose 3 small actions, not grand resolutions, just grounded steps. Maybe it's a walk around the block. Maybe it's sending a message you've been avoiding. Maybe it's a simple vow. I'm not done yet. Whatever they are, make them yours. The brain learns through movement, through action, and every time you move forward, even while tired, you strengthen what the Stoics called proisis, your inner faculty of conscious choice. You're no longer reacting, you're reclaiming. I once met a filmmaker who vanished for 3 years after a crushing failure. People thought he'd given up, but he hadn't disappeared. He'd been rebuilding, studying, starting from the inside out. When he returned, it wasn't with a big press release. It was with a quiet, humble film. It won an award, not because it was flashy, but because it was true. He didn't rise for applause. He rose to honor his path. And so can you. Your strength doesn't need a crowd. It needs intention, stillness, choice, and motion. That's the Stoic formula. That's how you rise. But don't stop there, because rising isn't the final chapter. It's only the door. What if every fall wasn't just something to recover from, but a chance to become something more? That's where we go next. Rising after the fall isn't just about standing again, it's about becoming someone wiser. And wisdom begins where learning never ends.
Lesson 11. Be a lifelong learner. Akio Morita, founder of Sony, didn't rise to greatness because he was born brilliant. He rose because he never stopped learning. After World War II left Japan in ruins, he didn't wait for perfect conditions. He began absorbing everything: Western markets, Eastern values, consumer behavior, engineering flaws. He made mistakes. He adjusted. He experimented. Step by step, he turned a tiny garage operation into a global empire. Not because he was the smartest in the room, but because he never let go of his identity as a student. So, how do you apply this mindset today? Start not with theory, but with pain. Ask yourself, what's frustrating me right now? What keeps confusing me? What's holding me back? You don't need to study everything. Just study that. Find one idea, one tool, one insight that speaks to the problem in front of you and apply it relentlessly. Let it challenge you. Let it stretch you. Then, pause and reflect. Ask yourself daily, what did I learn today that humbled me? That single question can change the trajectory of your life. Because lifelong learners aren't walking encyclopedias. They're courageous enough to admit, I was wrong. They don't chase information to feel superior. They seek knowledge to become lighter, more honest, more aligned. And something fascinating happens when your mind opens that way. A shift begins, not just within yourself, but in how you relate to others. You begin seeing through surface noise. You notice who's growing beside you and who's still trying to pull you back. Because the deeper you learn, the more clearly you see. Wisdom leads to connection, not just with facts or ideas, but with people who reflect your values, your depth, your direction. That's where we're heading next. The more you grow, the clearer your vision becomes. And as your clarity sharpens, so does your awareness of those around you. Not every bond can grow with you, and that's okay. Lesson 12. Build bonds that lift you. I once knew a brilliant startup founder. He had everything: talent, vision, tireless energy. But there was one fatal flaw: his co-founder. The partnership was chaotic, built on broken promises, last-minute changes, and ego. The company didn't fail because the product was bad. It failed because the bond at the center of it was cracked. A strong connection doesn't just celebrate your wins. It holds space for your pressure. It reflects your clarity. It reminds you, without needing to say it, that you are accountable not just to outcomes, but to your values. So how do you know who really belongs in your life? Try this. For 1 week, track how you feel after each interaction. Be brutally honest. Ask yourself, did this person pull me forward or quietly hold me back? Some friendships survive on shared memories, familiar faces, old jokes, comfortable habits. But comfort isn't always growth. And then there are those rare people who make you feel more you, even if you've just met. They challenge you, support you, steady you. They don't just echo your voice, they sharpen your thinking. The brave move isn't cutting everyone off, it's curating with purpose. Less noise, more signal. When you find those rare people who align with your direction, protect those bonds, nurture them, because a wise connection is like a silent multiplier. It amplifies your energy in ways you can't always measure, but always feel. The right person won't fix your life, but they will help you stay loyal to it. Still, even with the best circle, storms will come, doubt will knock, the path will blur. And in those moments, your strength must come from something deeper, something no one can give you, because it isn't beside you, it's beneath you. Your next source of power must be your presence, and that begins with a return to something ancient, quiet, and unwavering. When your presence returns, so does your power. That's what mindfulness offers, not an escape, but a way back to yourself.
Lesson 13. Practice mindfulness. Breathe before you believe every thought. Gratitude and mindfulness aren't just gentle practices for calm mornings or quiet evenings. They're armor. They're how you defend your clarity in a world designed to steal it. Because once your attention is yours again, your path starts to reveal itself. Decisions become simpler. Direction feels clearer. You're no longer reacting to noise, you're choosing what matters. And that changes everything. From that stillness, from that grounded clarity, something powerful begins to emerge. You don't just cope, you don't just get by, you begin to lead. And not in the traditional sense, not with a title, a spotlight, or a raised voice, but with something far more rare, presence backed by purpose. Which brings us to the next step in this journey. Lesson 14, lead with value and purpose. Have you ever noticed that the quietest person in the room often carries the greatest weight? They're not loud, they're not flashy, yet somehow people notice them. Why? Because consistency whispers what charisma can't. Because steadiness in a world addicted to noise becomes magnetic. This is the paradox of true leadership. When you stop trying to lead, you begin to. The Stoics never described leadership as a title to chase. To them, it was a posture to embody. Marcus Aurelius, an emperor, asked himself each day, am I doing what needs to be done, or am I performing for others? To him, leadership wasn't about being followed, it was about being anchored. Can you stay grounded when criticized? Can you hold fast to your values even when no one is watching? Can you act with purpose even when there's no applause, no reward, no recognition? If you can, then you're already leading, not with speeches, but with example. I once saw this truth come to life through the quiet presence of a janitor. He worked the night shift at a hospital. No audience, no fanfare. He arrived early every evening, uniform crisp, eyes kind. He greeted each nurse with the same warmth, left each room cleaner than he found it. He never raised his voice, he never sought attention. But when a new employee joined the staff, something subtle happened. They began showing up early. They took more care in their work, not because they were told to, but because they had seen it modeled. That's leadership. Not loud, not obvious, but unmistakably powerful. Try this. Choose one action each day, just one. Do it deliberately. Do it with integrity. Then reflect. Did it ripple into someone else's behavior? And if it didn't, did it deepen your own alignment? Because leadership isn't about being seen, it's about being solid, being someone others can quietly count on, even when no one's keeping score. Be like a candle. It doesn't try to inspire, it simply burns. And sometimes that steady, silent flame becomes the very light that helps someone else find their way. But to keep that flame alive, you must protect what fuels it, your purpose, your values, and most of all, your time. We've just journeyed through 14 lessons not scribbled in the margins of some forgotten book, but carved quietly into the soul. This wasn't a blueprint for chasing someone else's dreams. It wasn't about running faster, speaking louder, or chasing applause. It was a return to yourself. No stage lights, no perfect timing, just the quiet, unwavering strength it takes to keep showing up, even when no one notices, even when no one claps. As the world spun faster than your progress, you faced long stretches of silence. You met self-doubt in the stillness. You wrestled with exhaustion that didn't always make sense. And yet, you stayed. You took another step. You didn't wait for someone else to save you. You stopped giving away the steering wheel of your life. You reclaimed it. You started simplifying. You sharpened your focus. You let go of the people, habits, and thoughts that no longer served your purpose. Some days felt chaotic, even messy.
Others were soft, centered, and full of clarity, but no matter the shape of the day, you kept rising. Not because someone told you to, not to prove a point, but because you remembered why you began. You've learned now that true growth doesn't arrive with fireworks. It doesn't need to be loud. It comes quietly, in moments of presence, in daily acts of discipline, in the strength to say, I'm still here. And then one morning, almost without realizing it, something will feel different. You'll look at who you've become and see the reflection of someone your past self once dreamed of becoming. And if in reading these words, something within you stirred, if something inside whispered, "This is me," leave a comment with the words, "Still moving." It means you're present, you're aware, you're not finished, and most of all, you're not alone. And if this path continues to speak to you, you're welcome to subscribe, not for more noise, but for reminders that keep you anchored in what truly matters. Because the next lesson is waiting, and you're exactly where you need to be. Keep going.